Well, morning everybody. It's been quite a while since I've managed to get myself around and made a video. Unfortunately, the healing process with my leg at the beginning of this year, I thought it was doing fine, but unfortunately it wasn't the case. I had an appointment at the hospital 5 weeks ago, and when I did attend and took an x-ray, the doctors found that the plate inside my leg had failed, and of course, meaning it had snapped. So as you see, I'm back to square one, but hopefully I'll get myself back on my feet. I've got a wiring cage on my foot now, and hopefully it'll knit the bones back together and get us back on my feet for next year. I wanted to make this video today because there's been so many pictures being posted on my Facebook page about all the shows and that's been going on. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to show anything this year. I put my leaks in a show which were a disaster. I've never had no time to spend on them. Had some good results from the onions. No special care taken to them, just thrown in the garden. But they've come up quite nice. All my flowers are still there. I've never showed anything. But as I say, I've decided to do this video today because I'm definitely going to start this weekend. I've got loads of seed to sow, so I'm determined to get stuck in, even though I'm still on crutches, and I've got to watch me leg in case I get an infection. I'm going to make sure I get covered up and get started to make a few videos. There's been loads of questions on my channel over the last couple of weeks. I've picked up a couple of new subscribers, so if you have just subscribed to the channel and you think I've been missing for a few weeks, and now you know the reason. I think my last video I've done it with the strawberries. We took the runners, now they've been doing fantastic. All the runners, Roger, we've got a mix made up, and Roger potted them all up in 9cm pots, the nice round pots. So the next stage for them will be to go into their baskets. So what I'll do in a couple of weeks' time, all going well, I'll make another mix up. We'll get started sorting in the baskets, but we'll go through all that. We'll go through all that in the next couple of videos. For the time being, I spent yesterday afternoon going through the greenhouse, just sorting all the benches and trays out, making sure my electrics was okay, and that's fine. And I've started doing a little bit of a clean up, trying to do as much as I can in the time I've got. But we're getting there slowly but surely. The sun's just starting to come up. It's only early morning here in the northeast. We've had some beautiful weather the last few days. Why I want to get done today, because tomorrow we're supposed to be hit by a bit of a cyclone, a bit of cold weather sweeping over, wind and rain. So I want to get this video done today, get started. Just say hello to all the new subscribers, and especially on my Facebook page. If you want to come over, it's Jeff Homer on the Plot, which I do post as many pics as I can throughout the week. Even though I can't get in the garden, I still keep in touch with all our followers. So as I say, for the new subscribers, if you think we're missing out on the videos, you can come over on our Facebook page. Just send a request, and we'll give you an invite onto the plot, which we do. We'll get videos, we'll get pictures taken every week, so we'll keep you well up to date on what's going on in the garden. For the meantime, I'll take you over. This is my home greenhouse for the ones that new subscribers that just come on. I do a lot of potting off down here, and unfortunately there's not been able to get in the garden. I'm going to start all my autumn sowing down here. Now, normally I sow up the allotment. I've got big double doors in me top greenhouse where I leave open all the time. Plenty of fresh air. The temperature never rises above to what it is outside. Very rarely. Get a little bit of sunshine and make sure the double doors are wide open so the fresh air is flooding in. I like to sow them nice and cool. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get them transplanted and in their pots and in a position this year, because the time's starting to run a bit short now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant them, and I'm going to take it through the stages, especially the polyanthus, the primulas, the pansies, the wallflowers. We'll take them through the seedling stages, and then we'll pot them off into their pots. And if I think it's getting to a time when it's a bit cold to plant outside, what we'll do, we'll overwinter them in their pots in a cold greenhouse, and then we'll replant them in the spring. There's not going to be any difference. It just that make sure, if you are doing it the way we'll do it, you've got to make sure they've got plenty of fresh air and they don't get too much heat over the winter. Nice and cold, which is what they'll actually have when they're planted outside. If you take me mean, it'll be freezing cold outside. You don't want to have too much heat inside. You just want to have the plants ticking over. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to go down that route, is to get the seeds sown now. I've got winter cabbage, spring cabbage to sow now, and my timing should be okay. I've got about 6 to 7 weeks window, whereas I'll be emptying Roger will be emptying one of the bottom tunnels out of the tomatoes, and that's where the spring cabbage will go. I have sent away for an extra packet of Spring Hero, which I used to grow a lot a few years ago, and I'm going to completely fill one of the beds outside with spring cabbage and net it over. We've lost a load of brassicas this year through caterpillars and whatnot. Of course, with me not being up the plot and Roger trying to do as much as what he can do, we've lost a lot of them. But I'm determined to get back on my feet in the next couple of months and then get stuck into the plot. So it's a start. So we'll start this video off with our seed sown. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little look inside the greenhouse, and one of my favourite little tools, pound chop, little hard brush, and you can't do without it. Okay, so we'll get us on the greenhouse. Right, there we are. I hope that's right. I should really put that on the bucket before I start. The sun's just coming up, as I say, in the northeast. It's absolutely beautiful. But so what I do want to do is to have the sun blaring on you and finding out that the pitch is all contorted and shaded. Right, so we're here in my little greenhouse, as I say. I've got absolutely thousands of seeds to get stuck into. The main priority is getting these in. That's for spring cabbage, and that's the Spring Hero. Now what I'll be doing with these, I'll be sowing them in my multi-purpose compost. I'll show you all that. I'll take you through the scenario. Just a few of the seeds I'll be showing. The foxgloves, they'll have to go in. I've got Wheelers Imperial. That's a great cabbage for growing inside. It's not a large cabbage, it's small, but it's a nice well-filled heart, so that'll be going in the tunnel. Sweet peas will wait until, you know how I like to grow my sweet peas, they'll wait until at least October. I've never tried to sow them too early. The pansy, winter pansy, Bellis perennial, they'll all go in now. There's that much to put in. Some winter lettuce to go in. I've got some wallflower somewhere and some sweet William, and that's sweet William. That's a package still last year, but they'll go in now. It's a perfect time to start sowing them, and of course they are biennial. And with most of these flowers that you're sowing now, they're biennial. You sow them now, plant them up, plant them out, and they'll flower for next year. Reason being, to get yourself a nice big root ball built up before the onset of the winter, and that's the idea. Get a nice big plant built up, and then they'll plant out easy. Right, all my trays are ready. So you've got my compost is getting made up at the moment. Multi-purpose compost, that's all, nothing else, and plenty of sharp sand. With sharp sand, you know that. I always add sharp sand in my mixes. These are my trays. I've got all my big trays spread out. I put newspaper on them, and then my small trays where I plant my seeds into, they just sit on the trays and I can water from underneath, which you know I like to do. Once I start sowing the seeds, once I've got the mix made up, we'll start sowing the seed. We'll come back to that for the next video. But for the time being, we'll get started on this. You've got your good compost, you've got good seed, but what you don't want to do is start taking shortcuts on hygiene. I'm always a great believer on that. And this is one of my little brushes, as I say, pound chop. That's great, nice and hard, a little bit of water, and just give your trays a nice good clean up. What you don't want to do is to bring trays in the greenhouse from the garden that have been lying outside in the shed of the winter over the summer. Bring them in, pop them in there, and you find little slugs. If you go back to one of my videos in the beginning of the year when I was growing my seedlings, I had getting a little bit of cheeky myself and try to escape there, try to get round this of cleaning the trays up. And what I found a couple of little slugs just burying underneath there. And by the time they had munched through half me Livingston daisies, I had realised what the problem was. So I turned it upside down, and lo and behold, a couple of little slugs under there. So what you don't want to do is cheat on your cleansing. Just, as I say, spend as much time as you can on it, get nice and clean, and then you shouldn't have any problems. Good compost, good seed, and once we get the seeds and the seedlings ready, the compost with them, we'll go through all that. But for the time being, as I say, I'm getting all these ready. I've got multi-size trays for different. Some seedlings you'll only get 50 seeds in a pot, so it's a waste of time filling a whole seed tray like that for 50 seedlings. Go down, read your seed packet. As I always say, that great little things is a seed packet, and all they are is a guide. It's a guide to how to go about the seed. Once you've started growing seed for a few years, and you get a pretty good idea of when to sow, how to sow. But I always say, look at your seed packet, and they give you a good idea. And the most important, on the bottom, you'll always find the seed count. Let's see on the bottom, I'll give you the count of exactly how much seed is in there. So the tray like that is fine for 40 to 50 seed. I'll buy some pretty expensive seedlings. Some tomatoes I'm going to try next year, some Big Mama. I'll get 10 seed for £3 odd. But it's worth it to me, because I like trying a different seed every year. But if you've only got 10 seed, and you can take your time spreading 10 seed nice and evenly in a tray like that, rather than putting them in a full-size seed tray. As I say, I've got multi-size trays. Now we'll go to the likes of wallflower, and that you'll probably find you've got 200 seed. And you go to the likes of Sweet William, you find you've got 2,000 seed. So that's where the difference comes in. I'll use the big trays. And you know how I like to sow mine. I sow them in rows, so I'll fill that up with compost, level it out, give it a good wetting, and then just put a stake, a piece of cane down the middle, and make 3 rows. And what I'll do, I'll sow half a packet of Sweet William. It might only be 1,000 seed, but if I sow 3 rows, and then when they get nice and bushy, I can pick them out into nice little plug plants and bring them on. But we'll do all that later on. As I say, I don't want to spend too much time in here, because the temperature now is it's 94, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning. 94 September. Don't believe it, eh? Kids are back at school, and the only thing I've got behind is the song of the birds, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. The only trouble is I haven't got full use of my legs yet, but that'll come. So as I said, we've got our trays ready. I use these a lot. These are all multi-cell trays, and that's what the seedlings will go into once they get up to a decent size. But for the time being, plenty of times. Propagator will not be using them, definitely not, because what you don't want to do is to force your plants up in this. Your light's you're starting to lose the light now, because it's 8 o'clock at night and it's starting to get a bit dark. So we're starting to lose the light now. So what you don't want to do is to try and force the seeds up too far and have them leggy. That's what you don't want. You just want them growing nice and slow and nice and cold. In fact, what will happen here is once the seedlings come through and I know they're at a decent size, I'll get my brother to come down, Bob, in the car, and he'll take them up the garden where they'll be in the top greenhouse. The doors will be wide open, nice and cool. Full light, full light. Don't put them in the shade, whatever you do. That's another no-no for me. If you're going to plant seedlings, make sure they've always got full light, because you don't want them struggling in the early stages of their life. You want them up where the light is, so they grow nice, short and strong. And that's my tip for growing really good little seedlings. Right, so now I've got that out of the way, we'll come downstairs. As I say, I've come downstairs just to get this video going. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to crack open a couple of tomatoes. Now, I've sent a load of tomatoes away last year to different people, and I've been wanting to try and get their feedback. I know there's a couple of Dean Hood down in Blythe, Chris Pugh down in Wales have tried them, and they've had some pretty good crops on them. And of course, I'm talking about the giant Spanish and the giant American. So I've had 3 tomatoes upstairs sitting for about a fortnight, just in a plastic container, and I want to let them get nice and soft. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop upstairs and I'm going to strip them down, wash them. I'll show you how I go through that, and I'm going to there's a couple more lads on the internet, on my YouTube channel, requested some seed. So by all means, I'll be popping some seed in the post for them, and of course I'll be putting my own strain away for next year. What I will suggest is that it's about this time people are going to start saving seed. Just be very careful. If you're getting given plants and you want to save the seed from them, just make sure you know where the origins are from. There's a lot of people saying, oh, I'll save this, I'll save that. If they're an F1 variety, you cannot save the seed. You know, I keep telling people this year after year after year. If you get an F1 variety, but if you don't know what that strain is, if you're getting given plants and you don't know where they're from or what strain it is, by all means save the seed, but don't expect them to be as good as what the parents are. Number one, if they're an F1 variety, they will not come to the seed. You will not get the same parentage from the mother and the father from what plants they come from. You'll get one or the other, so it'll not be the exact match. But don't expect the same crops as what you had from the original plant. Peppers, I'm hearing of people saving that. Peppers, chilies, tomatoes, especially tomatoes. If they're an F1 variety, it's definitely a no-no, because they will not turn out the same as what the parentage plants are. So that's why I like to save my Spanish and I like to save my American. I know they're not an F1 variety. The seeds I'm sending away for next year, the Big Mama Plum Toms, are an F1 variety. It's very rarely I buy F1 tomato seeds. They're expensive, and you've got to go, just be very careful with them, because as I say, F1s, they're not hard to grow, but they're just they can be a little bit fussy. And what I don't want to do is to spend out a lot of money and find out I'm losing these plants. All I want to do is try them. I'll definitely not be saving the seed from them next year. But as I say, for 10 seed, people say that's pretty expensive. But if I've got 10 good plants, and you're going to get some nice whopping big tomatoes for the shows, to me that's worth it. So I'll try them. I'll give them a try next year. I did try a couple of tomato plants this year. What I was going to do was grow some outside in the patio, but as I say, being that it is me injuries at the moment have stopped us from doing a lot this year. But I'm going to put all that to one side, get it behind us, and get set up for next year. So this is the idea of getting this video on this morning and explaining to a few of the new subscribers what we're going to do. But we'll definitely get up the plot next week. Hopefully I'll find some old sock or an old sheet I can cover my leg with. I'll get up the plot and we'll do a little video. We've had some fantastic crops. Roger's been great up there. He's carried on all the watering, all the feeding. We've had some beautiful sweet corn. The tomatoes have been never ending. And of course he's had to do all the watering, looking after them, and just try and get as much done as he can with me being absent. But it is what it is, and I haven't managed to show, as I say, I haven't managed to show anything this year, apart from the leaks, which were a disaster. But hey ho, we'll put all that behind us, and we'll get ready for starting next year. And we seedling heads that I saved from last year, they're growing great. We'll probably start giving them a little bit of feed in the next couple of weeks, because we did shave them a fortnight ago, and that was one thing I was hopefully to show you in the video, how to shave your leeks. But I did manage to shave my 3 that I've saved for seedling leeks, and we'll start giving them a little bit of light feed, just a little bit, something with a bit potash in, like a tomato feed, just a light feed, and that'll get them bulbils going on the top. We'll just keep you updated on them, because hopefully by October, November, we'll have some nice bulbils. We'll come down here, we'll get the light on, and we'll set the bulbils away. As the same with the onions. I've got a couple of onions there, so I'm hoping to get some good stuff off them, but that's all in the future. For the time being, I'm going to, I hate to leave the sunshine. I might sit on the patio for a little bit, a little half hour, and I've got a lot of cuttings to take. I've got my fuchsia cuttings now to take. There's quite a few plants sitting out there. The garden's been quite good this year. I know the wife hasn't had as much flower as she would like, but we're getting by with most of the perennials that are in. But for the time being, I'm going to shut this down, and I'm going to get myself upstairs, and we'll get started sorting some tomatoes out. Okay. Right. Well, welcome back to the kitchen, or I should say the wife's kitchen. let's just get that there window and get some fresh air into here first. Right, as I say, now you don't have to pick the best tomatoes. By all means, don't go picking your best ones for seedlings. All you want is a misshapen one that looks a bit scruffy, and you get some perfect seed from it. And the pink brush is the American. There's some absolutely fantastic ones. These are just a little bit skew with, and that's why I've saved them for seed. And of course, there's 3 of them there, so what I'm going to do is I've had them sitting in here for a fortnight. Bit of a spider on there, get rid of that. Just pure doesn't like spiders. The Spanish ones, once again, just a little bit marked. The calyxes on the top, they can get quite big on these Spanish ones. So that's the only thing I didn't mention to people at the beginning of the year, is when you're taking these off, don't do it the traditional way, twist and pull. What I like to do is just take pieces of them, because as I say, the calyxes can get quite big and quite tough, and if you try to pull them off, you'll end up ripping the calyx off and leaving a big hole in the end of your tomato. And so what will happen with that is it'll start to rot within a few days. So Spanish ones and American, nice pieces as sharp as, and just cut them off that way, and leave a little bit of the top, leave a little bit of the plant root on, and that way they'll last a lot longer at home. So this is me Spanish ones. So as I say, they're a really nice big meaty tomato. So what I like to do is they've been sitting there now for a couple of days, and all I've been doing is just cutting them open. And if you just take your time, you'll find that you can just ease the seed out. There's quite a few seeds, but they're hiding in different places, so you just got to go very careful and just work your way around the plant, and you end up with just a nice meaty piece of flesh, which is of course no good to anybody unless you're making a chutney. You can throw it in a chutney. But I've done 3 pieces, and already I've got quite a lot of seed in there. So this is just warm water, this, and these have been steeping for about half an hour. And within half an hour, what you should see is all the rubbish still floating on the top, and the seeds hopefully sink to the bottom of your bottle, bottom of your bowl. And then what I like to do with them is to try and strain off as much of the rubbish as what I can, leaving the seed, if I can find it, leaving the seed in the bottom of the bowl, and then just with an ordinary piece of kitchen paper, like you double it over, and then I'll just, whatever left in the strainer, so I'll go on top of there, if I can find the strainer. At one time I used to like to make sure I had all my tools out already, everything that I needed, but as I say, I haven't made a video for quite a while, so you'll have to excuse me. And there we are. What I've done, I haven't pushed off the heavy stuff. What I've done is I've just shoved it through the sieve. I'm going to let it drain for a couple of minutes, and then I'm just going to straight out on a double sheet of paper, and then just take your time, take a knife through it, and just gently spread it out. And on that one tomato, I must be able to count about 200 to 300 seed, and that's what I like to do mine. Now, this is just the first stage, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this to one side, and I'm going to just on the bench, nowhere warm or too hot. It'll just sit on the bench here for about half an hour. And as that dries out, as the moisture dries out, I'll take my knife, and what I'll do is I'll get a new piece of cloth. Now with these, why I like to use these, because I find one piece of this is just a nice size for a seed tray. Once again, I'll fold it double, I'll lie that down, and then I'll start taking the seed from there once it dries out, and equally just space them out nice and neat in rows on a tissue paper. And any of you that know that you got seeds off us last year, you'll find that the stick to the tissue paper, all I do then is go along with a bit of yellow sulphur, Give them a coat of yellow sulphur, make sure they're nice and dry, fold them over, and there you have a perfect packet of seed for next year. They'll go in an envelope, mark your envelope, the date you took them, the variety of the tomato, don't forget to put that on, your variety, the date you took them, and the date you intend to sow them. Put that all out in the envelope, all the information, so it means when you go through your seeds next year, you take a seed out, you look at your envelope, oh yeah, I want to try and sow them for this time. The Spanish tomatoes, they're ready to go in, blah blah blah. You've got all the information that you need, and you should have some perfect tomato seed for sowing for next year. So that's my recipe anyway. I'm going to just finish off this last one here. I've got a multitude of bowls. What I'll do is, when I'm doing this, I'll make sure I get cleaned up before the missus comes back in, otherwise I'll be in the doghouse again. But as I say, they're a beautiful tomato, the Spanish ones. I just take the main piece of flesh away from the front, and you'll find underneath, near the skin, you'll find a load of seed, and you can just push it off with a knife, open that up. They're usually hiding underneath at the near the skin of the tomato, near the outside of the tomato. So if you just take your time, take a knife through, and then you can gently push the seeds out. There's quite a few, but as I say, you don't have to use your best tomatoes, just the ones that are looking a little bit raggedy, but that's perfect. That just out of that 1/4 of tomato, there's about 20 seed there. But once again, a bit of warm water, and you can find if you get the little lumps of tomato, you can squash them, and you'll find the seeds come off them quite well. So it means when you start cleaning them off, you can pull them little pieces out. I'm going for a bigger bowl. There's about 20 seed there, just off that one piece. Let them sit in the water, good half hour. Just keep turning them around, give them a switch around, and then eventually the seeds will sit on the bottom. Strain them through, get them through the strainer, tip them on your paper. As I say, just off that first tomato, there's got to be 200 seed there. Once I start drying out, I'll start just gently lifting them off, and then putting them onto a piece of tissue paper with some yellow sulphur. And that's the secret of sowing good tomatoes, a good seed, a good crop that you want to sow this, that you want to save the seed. This is the way to do it. It's an easy stage. It's I know there's quite a bit of waste of tomato, but if you only save one tomato, and then I wouldn't bother. You know, it's not going to kill you. That's a good American one. That now I've finished with the Spanish. I've got some sown. I've got some steeping in water. I've got some on the towel, and then my next step, I'll go on and I'll start spreading them out and get some yellow sulphur on top of them. That way I can dry them all out properly on a board. I'll just put them in the dining room, on the dining room table, in the sunshine, and let them dry out. And that's my seed for next year. So if you want any, drop us a line, and I'll pop you some in the post. But that's the first video, hopefully, of the next year or the next term. I'm determined to get started, get my seed sown. So what I'll do next week, now that you know what I've done, I've sowed the seed, I've saved the seed. These will go away in an envelope for next year. We'll get up the garden, we'll get some good compost, which I know I've got half a bag there, some good chopped sand. I've got a little bit of perlite there, and then we'll sit downstairs maybe at the weekend and we'll make a new video and we'll get started sowing some seed. But for the time being, thanks for watching everybody. I've had some great comments. I know I haven't been able to do much over the summer, but I've enjoyed your comments on my Facebook page. Don't forget, anybody watching the YouTube, if you want to come on my Facebook page, it's Jeff Foreman on the Plot. Come over, pop a request, and we'll get you signed up, and we'll have loads of discussions, picks on every night. Keeps taking over. If you don't want to wait for the videos coming out, but I'm determined now that I'm up and running again. I can just get around a little bit. I can start making some videos. There'll not be much on the allotment, but I'll certainly start making a few down home here. We'll get started sowing the seed, and we'll get all prepped for next year. So once again, thanks for watching. If you like what I like, subscribe to our channel if you want to. We'll be over the moon. Our Facebook page is growing. We're nearly 600 now, so I'm well pleased with that. We've got nearly 600 guests, and I think my subscribers are now up for about 250, so I'm over the moon. And if you're getting something from these videos, if you're learning something, and then that's even better, that's a bonus to me. That's what it's all about, it's sharing the information. But that's the way I like to do mine. If you want to follow how we'll grow the seed, next year we'll get started. It'll be nice and early, March, late February, early March, we'll get started with tomato seed, and we'll take it step by step, how we'll look after ours and get a brilliant crop. But this is stage one, saving your seed, and there's a little one there sitting on the bench. That's not going to that's not going to be discarded either. But yeah, well pleased. I've made a start. There again. If you like my channel, please by all means subscribe, and I'm hoping to get a video going at least every fortnight, if not once a month, from now until Christmas. We're not that far away, but there's loads of work to be done. There's loads of work to be done in the allotment, and if I can't do it, I'm hoping to be up there and just at least let some of the lads know what I would like to have been done, and we'll get stuck in and we'll get all set up for next year. For the time being, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again soon.